Hi everybody, today is going to be a meditation with the goddesses on self-worth, but also I'm going to be doing a little question and answer about the angels and the goddesses. So if you have any questions once we finish the meditation, if you just post it in the comments, then I'll see either what if I can answer it, or bring forward some energies who will be able to answer the questions for you. So first of all, we're going to start off with getting ourselves ready for this meditation, and as always I tape it after, so if you miss it or you come in late, don't worry, because it'll be available once we finish this session. I'm just going to give a little bit few more minutes just in case anybody wants to join, but as I said, it's available as a taped video once I finish, so you wouldn't be missing out even if you come in at a later time. So the meditation about self-worth is going to be calling in various goddesses who want to help with everybody's self-worth at this time. It's a very, very heavy sort of time. People are worried about, will I ever get a job again? Will I ever see my family again? Well, a whole raft of questions, and that's why the goddesses of self-worth want to come in and help, because they want you to know that you are worthy of love, you are worthy of abundance, and you are worthy of what is going to be brought to you as positive abundance. So know that positive abundance isn't just being given the gifts of money. It could be someone brings you some shopping unexpectedly, sends you a gift unexpectedly, all these wonderful little surprises that we all have. And as another meditation group I'm in, one of the guides mentioned is that we need to start counting our blessings, counting our joys. So if you hear the word joy, count how many times you hear the word joy during your week, or even if you just notice the wonderful things that happen to you, the little things like you get, as I say, a little card in the post or a message from someone to uplift you. Just count those and see how many you get during the day, and the more that you notice, the more you're grateful for these little gifts, the more will come your way. So I'm going to start the meditation, so if you just take a couple of nice deep breaths and get yourself into that space ready, nice and comfy, eyes closed, breathing normally. And then I want you to expand your heart energy so that it's outside your body. And then we're going to send that heart energy straight through the top of our head up to the highest form of light possible, and anchor it in the divine energy. And then we're going to bring that energy all the way down back into our heart energy. And then we're going to drop that energy all the way down, all the way through the layers into that wonderful multi-dimensional crystal, and anchor our energy there. And then bring that energy all the way back up into your heart energy. And then see those energies going up and down, mixing and mingling, until you create, you're sitting in a pillar of light, and it expands outside your aura. And now a goddess or goddesses are going to step into the space with you, and they're going to discuss your self-worth. They're going to give you the energy to move into the new phase of your life, because everybody is moving into a new phase, whether they realise it or not. And that goddess is going to sit with you, and they're going to have a chat with you. So have a discussion, and I'll leave you there for a few moments. And this goddess now is going to give you a gift, a heart chakra, so that every time you feel you are not worthy, this gift will activate, and it will show you in the world around you, or through your feelings, or through signs and symbols, that you are worthy, that you are capable of having what you are being offered. It is not a fluke, it is not something that you think is for someone else. They will show you it is for you, and you should accept it with love and gratitude. No, don't overthink it. Don't try and think, oh, no, this is scary. Just go, thank you very much, so that then you can get more. Because the more thankful and grateful we are, the more we have. And now what I want you to do is see the goddess step away. But now the Divine Mother is going to step in, and what she's going to do is she's going to place a symbol also in your heart to let you know that you are always connected to the divine support system, that you are always connected to divine love, and that you are worthy of that divine love as well. So again, it's all about knowing that you are worthy of this incredible level of love and support system. And as the days go by, know that you are worthy of this support and love. And now the Divine Mother will step away. And now we're going to come back. And first of all, you're going to see that your guardian angel is going to close all your chakras or spiritual doors, depending on what your belief system is. And they're going to put protection symbols over the top of each one. Archangel Michael is going to step in, and he's going to double bubble you. The vibration you're at on the inside, and the vibration that you walk into on the outside. And then he's going to give you his cloak of protection, which now includes the violet flame. And then I want you to centre in your heart energy and come back into the room, breathing yourself back into the room, eyes wide open. So, when you're all back, we'll do our little question and answer about angels and goddesses. Now, I'm talking from my level of understanding and experience. Yourselves may have a totally different experience with the angels and the goddesses. So what you have to understand is it's all about your personal relationship with them. Many people will tell you you have to do certain things to make connections with them, but a lot of the time they're more than happy for you just to call their name or just think about them, and they'll be there with you. So the Archangel Michael is always off about, you don't ask us enough. You don't ask us to help you enough. You don't ask us for things enough. You try to do it all yourselves because the human race is stubborn. And because you're so stubborn, you miss out on things because we could make your life so much easier if you just asked us to help you. So when you are stood there racking your brains about, oh, how do I solve this problem? Just ask one of the angels to step in and help you. Don't have to use their name. Just say, can the appropriate angel step in and help me? And you may know who they are, you may not know who they are, because what happens is that often they just come in as a certain colour, or as some of us have found out, is that they actually come in as a physical person pretending to be a delivery person or a person in a shop or whatever, and that through that person you are given information, or you're given a gift or something that you really needed at the time, but because of they decide that they want to come in as this physical person to give you a little bit more comfort, to show you that, look, we are here, we are solid, we are in your lives, that you have this interaction. Many of the angels will create things for you to know that they're there. They may produce feathers or coins. They may give you a song. They like songs because songs often have a lot of meaning, and the vibration of the song will affect you as well. So many of them will use things like that. Also, some of them have got a very wacky sense of humour, so be prepared for that. So when you do ask them for help, they may do it in a very jovial way. Archangel Michael sometimes will do things like he will have his name appear somewhere that you would not expect it to be, because as the Archangel of Protection, he may suddenly turn up as a hairdresser, or his name may appear as part of some sort of other event that you wouldn't associate with Archangel Michael. So look out for things like that, because it's his way of saying, you should pay attention to this, because this is what I'm helping you with. You should be doing this, you should be reading this book, or you should be watching this film, because the information in this program or this film will help you with what you're worried about. And that's another thing that the angels do. They tend to use different things, programs or a conversation or something that you have with someone, that will help you to understand what is going on with you at this moment in time. Many people I know, I love working with her as well, Khadijah. He's with Archangel Michael, is that he can be very forceful. He can be very forceful. He's very loving, very gentle, but when he has to get a point across, you will know about it, because he's a military man. So he will tell you like it is when you really need to know it. So if you do work with him, he's not being unfeeling. It's just that you are not listening, so he has to tell you. So if you have been constantly moaning about, I haven't got this, I haven't got that, he will turn around and he will tell you straight away, well, you should have been doing this. Or he will show you very bluntly, this is what you should do. And then if you don't listen, he will just leave you for a while, and then he will come back and he will tell you again. So it is until you get the lesson, you will just get it repeated over and over until the penny drops. So that's another reason for being aware of what the angels are trying to show you, because if you don't pay attention, they will just bring something else in to get your attention, or they will tell you in a more blunt way that this is what you should be doing. So make sure that you are keeping your eyes open once you ask the question, or once you ask for the help, that you don't sort of sit back and think, oh well, you know, I've asked, where is it? You have to, as I say, let it go, but still be aware of anything coming your way. So this is the big thing with the angels. The goddesses, which is quite interesting, is that they are very, very different in all different ways. Is because the goddesses want you to be your best version of yourself. They want you to embrace the wonder that is you. They want you to experience the best version of yourself. And that is why when a goddess comes into your life, she will show you the best version of yourself, of how you can become the best thing. So when they start showing you things like, you should make yourself look a certain way, they're not doing it to pick on you. They're doing it because they know how beautiful you are. They know you are beautiful now, but everybody could be more beautiful. That's the way the goddesses always look at it. Even themselves, they're always beautifying themselves because they want to be even better. They want to look even more beautiful. Not out of ego, but it's just something that people, should do. It's treating yourself. It's showing your self-worth. It's showing you that you are wonderful and beautiful, and you deserve the little treat. You deserve this wonderful time alone in nature when you can get out and about, because many of the goddesses want you to experience the wonder of Gaia, of the earth. And the thing is that a lot of us are so busy, especially with this now, we want to get to the shop, we have to queue up, we have to buy our stuff, and we have to walk back. What they want you to do is to take your time experiencing what is going on. They want you to be in nature, because walking back from the shops, there's always something going on. There's bird song, or there's some sort of tree or plant. And if you just take that little moment to pay attention to that, whatever is trying to get your attention, your interaction with that will help you. It will change your energy. It will help you to see your self-worth as well, because that plant would not be interacting with you, or that animal would not be interacting with you, unless on some level you needed to work with them, or there was a gift that they wanted to give you. So remember that they are making you pay attention to them because there's a gift they want to give you. There's some sort of exchange of energy they want to give you to help you on your path, to show you your self-worth, to improve your energy. Again, improvement, making you the best version of yourself, because everybody, as I said, is always improving, not standing still. And the thing is that even when you are resting, you are benefiting yourself, because if you've had a very stressful time, you've been work, and now that you're in this phase of isolation, is that you're actually having to slow down, and you're having to look at yourself, and you're having to see, well, how can I relax? How can I look after myself? What is it about my life that I've allowed to take on too much for me? How much have I allowed to fill my day when really I should be sitting down with a cup of tea, watching a bit of television, and just, or sitting in meditation and breathing, or even if you're lucky enough to have a garden, just sitting out in the back garden and enjoying that moment of peace where there's no one demanding of your time, no one is going, you have to do this, you have to do this, we have a deadline. You can just relax and allow that to wash over you and take in what is going on around you and seeing the world for what it really is, rather than what you have done before, which is run around and just get from A to B, get something done, and not take notice of what is actually going on around you. And that's another thing the goddesses want you to do, and the angels. They want you to pause, they want you to breathe, and they want you to see where in your life you are spending too much of this energy that, frankly, serves no purpose but to have you chasing your tail. So things like this, as the days go on, see where it is you're wasting your energy, where you are making yourself very tired because you are either pushing too hard or you're pushing in the wrong direction, shall we say. You should be, I'm saying should be, but in their view is that the best way is to go with the flow, allowing the world around you to show you where you need to go. You have to make decisions, that's still a part of the process, but you know, maybe for 24 hours you try and see what happens if I just go with the flow. What happens if I just follow the signs? I'm told to go and do something. What happens if I do that? 24 hours at this time. Okay, if you're working from home, you have to factor that in, but you can still try an experiment for 24 hours of going with the flow. And then if you like it, you can factor it in more and more as your days go on, when you have time to sit and allow yourself to flow rather than pushing where you should be going. Because in the time that's coming, there's going to be a lot more going with the flow rather than being in control as we were before, because the world is going to be a lot different. It's going to be we're going to be in a place that we've never been before, and so going with the flow and then making your decisions as you go along is going to be a big thing. And that's why the angels and the goddesses want you to work with them, so that they can help you with the support. They can support you and show you what you need to do, because there is going to be a lot of people who are going to feel lost, and they're going to want to know, well, what do I do? So you will be there to help them with that, but also you can put them onto the energy of the angels and the goddesses to help them with this. So has anybody got any questions? Otherwise I'll continue rambling. Okay, so nobody's asking anything. So another thing is with a lot of the angels, as I say, they've got specific roles. So the archangels, because they have one of the biggest roles, they are the intermediaries between the divine and us. So a lot of the time they will be the person you will meet. Angels tend to be energy a lot of the time, rather than different things. Yes, Karen, your guardian angel can be an archangel. It depends on what level of vibration you're working on, because right now a lot of people are having the archangel Michael as one of their guardian angels. Some people may have Raphael because they have the vibration of healing. Other people may have someone like Uriel because they are someone who brings messages into the world that are that are warnings to the world. So Uriel is the archangel of prophecy. Others may be musicians, so they may have Sandalphon, who will help them to improve their music, and also help them with being protected against those who try and stop them from this path of producing spiritual music or music that affects the vibration of people. So don't be surprised if you have an archangel as your guardian angel. And again, light workers do tend to have more than one guardian angel because of the nature of their work. So they may have one that does one thing and one that does another. So again, the more that you raise your vibration, the more your team changes. Because what happens with a lot of people is that as their vibration changes, their team, their guides, the group that are working with them and helping them along the way, they may actually change. So it may be that they change their vibration because they go off to the halls of learning and they take classes and they improve and they go further and further. So what happens is, so what happens is that they too, if they choose to stay with you and want to continue the journey with you, they will go and do classes, and they will come back and they will continue as your guides. However, if it comes to a certain point that they say, oh, I don't want to go to this vibration, then your team will change. It all depends on, the choices that your guides make as well. If they are for the duration, then they will change. And as some of my friends have noticed, their guide changes the way that they interact as well. It's the same guide, but they may speak differently or they may appear differently, but it's still the same guide. So don't think that because you used to have an American Indian guide, that suddenly, because they're coming in looking slightly different, but they feel the same to you, that it's not the same guide. The thing is that they've changed their vibration to match your vibration so that they can continue the journey with you. So another thing that happens with as you change your vibration, you will notice that people will start to fall away. This is something that the angels and goddesses have told people in the past, is that your vibration automatically sort of removes people from around you. So not in a nasty way, it's just that their vibration doesn't match you anymore. So because their vibration doesn't match, they will gently be moved away. So rather than you having to cut off from certain people, sometimes you may have to, but in general, because you're not of the same vibration, they're not of the same interest, a lot of the time they will just fall away. But it doesn't mean that they won't come back later on, because they may do the work on themselves and then they may match your vibration again. So never say that friendships are totally over or interactions with certain people are totally over, because everybody has a choice of changing their vibration. And that's another thing, is that the angelic realm will help people with, is to change their vibration. Now, the reason that the goddesses are starting to become more prevalent is because the Divine Mother energy is starting to enter the earth at a very strong rate now. And whereas the Divine Father has been very much boom, 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 we've got to get this going, we've got to do. The Divine Mother energy is sort of, it grabs you by the back of your neck and sort of goes, I love that you're doing what you're doing, but slow down a bit because you're overreaching yourself. Take a breath, sort out what you've got to do, and then move forward. She's the one who will support you every inch of the way. She is your brilliant cheerleader. She loves you. She's so proud of everything you do. But the thing is that sometimes we overreach ourselves. So she's there to sort of go, whoop, take a breath, calm down, reassess what you're doing, and then we'll move forward. She doesn't stunt your growth, she's holding you back a little bit so that you see the picture, so you can move forward stronger. And that is the whole thing. The Divine Mother is a great support system, but she's also a great source of strength and information. So if you're worried about certain things going on, then just go and have a chat with the Divine Mother, and she'll be more than happy to have a chat. So yes, Amandeep, some people do have goddesses assigned to them. Like a lot of the time I work with different goddesses like Sekhmet and Kali, because that's the sort of energy, the sort of energy I work with. But I also work with Lady Isis, and these energies are assigned to you depending on what path you're on. So again, they'll be part of your guides and helper team, as I call them. So what they do is they, again, like the archangels, will appear in your team if that's the vibration or the work that you're doing. So with the goddesses, like with Lady Sekhmet, she's very much a healer, but she's also a very strong feline energy. She's a lioness. So if you are needing to move forward with your energy, she'll be there helping you to move forward with that strength of the lioness. But also when you're doing healing, she will also give you the confidence to try something new. She'll be the one pushing you to try a new modality, or you can do this, just get on and do it. And she will be there pushing your energy to get you to do more and more and expand yourself, so that you're not just doing normal, I say normal, energy healing, but that she's pushing you to try bringing other things in, like maybe crystals or sacred geometry or whatever, or even just energy work that combines the energy of these things, but not on a physical, but in an energetic way. And the thing is that these goddesses turn up in your team for this reason. Lady Isis, she is the goddess of magic, so it may be that you are not seeing the magic in your life, or you're not seeing that you need to use certain practices that in a positive way, because some people see magic as negative, but you may need to use the positive side of magic, and she's there to make sure that you're safe and to make sure that you're following the right path with the magic as well. So if you ask her to help you, she will help you to see where you need to go and who the teachers are that you need. So again, she'll turn up in your team. Some people, the goddesses are always with them because they are either a goddess themselves who's incarnated, or it's part of their path that they need to work with the goddess energy. But other people, goddesses come and go, depending on their path, because at that moment in time they need the support of that goddess energy, and they need the teaching of that goddess energy and the modality that they specialise in to help them to actually move into the magnificence, as we're always told, that they truly are. Another thing that the goddesses want to remind you of is that, as you're always told, but you have to start believing it, you're all goddesses. And even the men who are going, hang on a minute, I'm a male, even the males have, even men, masculine, we'll use the whole raft, there's a goddess energy involved in that as well, because we all have to be in balance. If you have to have your masculine and your feminine in balance to truly be a higher vibrational being. So the more work you do on balancing those two energies, the more you can shift as well, because we are moving into the state of trying to remove the duality and becoming one being. So the more you can balance those two energies, the more towards the being all one and one energy in yourself as well as with others, you can move towards. Another thing that the archangels really wish you to know is that a lot of you are, as said earlier, you're not calling on them enough. You're not calling on them to help you with your problems, but not just a belief system, but actually with your day-to-day living. Because some people think that the archangels, oh, they're too busy, they're too important, they're too this, they're too that. What you have to remember is that the angelic realm, as far as they are concerned, they're all the same. They're all the same. They just have different jobs, and the only difference is vibration. So an angel, they never use of a lower vibration. They just say that of a different vibration will be doing different things to another angel or an archangel. So because of this, they tend to look at everybody as vibration. So when they're assessing a situation, they will look at what is the vibration that is going on in this situation. And that is why they always ask for, when you do ask for a situation to be sorted out, it's for the highest good of all involved. Because everyone's highest good is different as well. So it may be that you would like, because a lot of us, when we're worrying about a situation, are coming from some sort of ego. We want it sorted out. This person needs to be taught a lesson. This person needs to have this. And that is why they want you to totally forget that. They just want you to give them the situation and say, for the highest good of all involved. And then let it go. And then you will see how the situation is sorted out in a very interesting way, as I call it. Because the angels and all these high vibrational beings have a very interesting way of sorting things out, because they have the big picture. We have this very small sort of, as the American Indians would call it, mouse view. We are right in the problem. We're right there. Whereas with the angels and all the other beings, they can look through time, space. They know what's coming next. They know what people are going to do. They have all this information, and so they can sort the situation out for, as I say, the highest good of all involved. What's one person's highest good is totally different to someone else's. One person, it may be that they are removed from the situation because they're not helping, so we'll just remove them. And then others, it may be that they need more help, or they need more money, or they need to be, given something, whether it's, emotional support or whatever. But this sort of thing is how they work, is so that you ask them for the highest good of all involved, and you let it go, and then you just wait and see what the outcome is. And also, this is another thing, don't interfere, because what we do, we say, oh, I need help with my finances because I'm struggling, and then we try and add to it. They say no, you just say it once and you let it go. You don't try adding to it, because what it does, it pauses it. It stops them being able to do it, because you're adding to it. And to them, it's like, well, you haven't finished. So what you need to do is just say it, let it go, and then they can get on and do it for you. Are there any other questions? As I say, with the archangels, they all have a very specific role, whereas with angels, they're grouped into specific roles. But again, all archangels, and this is something I'm being reminded of, is that all archangels can do what every other archangel can do, but their specialism is their strength. So that is why Archangel Michael, his specialism is protection. That is his greatest strength. But he can do everything everybody else does. He can heal. He can, he can pass on information. He can do all these different things. But his strength is his ability to protect you. And the same with Raphael. He heals, but he can also be a protective energy. He can do 101 different things. And I've just been reminded by Archangel Michael that don't forget that if you need any cord cutting done, just ask him when you're meditating for him to just step in and remove any connections to people or any cords to situations that you don't need anymore or are not serving you, and he'll remove them. But then ask Archangel Raphael, once he's finished, to come in and heal where he's removed those cords, so as if they've never existed, so that you are back to being whole and healed. So if nobody's got any more questions, I'm going to finish. So thank you for listening. Thank you for taking part in the meditation. Oh, hang on. Now then. The only reason that certain archangels made themselves known is because of the vibration at this time. But you will see that certain ones will start stepping forward. I mean, Archangel Phanuel is starting to become more prominent, and they weren't a name that you would hear a long time ago. Don't worry, Patricia, this is going to be taped so you can watch it from the beginning. So like Archangel Phanuel, not a name that everybody knows, but only if you read certain books. But again, very strong for removing energies and certain things like this, because the vibration is changing, and so that is something he needs to do. He needs to come in and help remove energies that are a little bit stubborn. Also, the Archangel Metatron. Many people do not know about Metatron, but suddenly he's becoming very prominent because he has a lot of healing modalities out in the world that are needed at the moment. He does sacred geometry, and also the galactics that are coming in and interacting with the planet, such as the Arcturans, the Hathors, and the Andromedans. They work with Metatron because of the sacred geometry and the sacred sound and all this sort of thing, that he is now becoming more and more prominent. And as a lot of people would not know, he is the voice of God. So he is the one that when God speaks, it will be his voice, because of he is the closest vibration to us from the divine, apart from when we go into meditation. But when you hear the voice of God, it is him, and that is because he is the intermediary between us and the divine on a physical level. But in a meditation you can speak to the divine very easily. And this is another thing you have to remember. Now our vibration has changed, we can speak to the divine a lot more and a lot easier. So don't think that the door is shut. Is that if you feel that you would rather talk to the divine, then talk to the divine. Just set the intention in your meditation, you're going to talk to the divine. And then that way then it's a lot easier for you. Because the thing is that then, as I always do, sometimes you get a little bit stuck. You're so overwhelmed with all these names and who does what and whatever, and and you're like, oh, I don't know who to call, just talk to the divine to say, divine, can you please send the most appropriate person to help me with this problem? And then the divine will know exactly who to send. 9 times out of 10, yes, Archangel Michael, I know it's you, but but most of the time they'll send who's most appropriate. And a lot of the time it's not impolite to ask who they are, because it's nice to know who that person is and what their specialty is, because as humans we like to know, and we like to know the information. But as far as they're concerned, you don't need to know who I am. You just need to know that I'm here to help you for this certain problem. So if they don't give you their name, they're not being rude, it's just that they don't hold on to names and identities, because they're doing the divine's work, and that's as far as they're concerned. So so if there's again no more questions, I'm going to finish today, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to do this again in a couple of days' time on a different subject. So everybody have a really nice day, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.